So I'm starting the screen. So today we're going to see about the app sheet. So I'll give the introduction about the app sheet. Okay.
Okay.
So actually app sheet is acquired by Google now in this year January. So it is acquired by Google by seeing its potential. So AppSheet is basically a no-code platform. Means uh, you don't need to be a coder or like an expert in coding. Okay? So without coding knowledge also, using the logical thinking is enough to create an app. So yeah, let's go to. So this is the appsheet.com. Then you have to create your account. So I already created my account. Then today we're going to see one sample app. So using basically the data structure we're going to use is like using Google Sheets. So
Okay.
if we go, we'll see how we're going to. So these are the apps which I have created. So this is like somewhat advanced apps. So we'll go one by one. Uh, this is the button that's used to create a new app, and it has three options like start with your own data and start with an idea, start with sample app. So start with your own data means like without any sheets, like you have to build from scratch. So start with an idea means if you give an any idea, like you want to create an inspection app kind of thing, or you want to create like e-commerce, so it will give a basic template. You don't need to create any structure also, it will give a basic template. And this option is start with a sample app. So it will be helpful if you it's like a specific kind of thing. For example, HR management, employee management, so they have their own basic apps. You can start with that and build on top of that. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, now first we'll go with this option, start with your own data. So you'll understand better if we do from scratch, and we give some name, sample, and we choose a category like so for the first way I take inventory management. So basically this category doesn't matter. This actually only for SEO kind of thing it will be useful once you deploy. And then we'll choose the data. Now I'm going to choose Google Sheets as my backend. So once I select Google Sheet, and actually first for that you need to create one Google Sheet in your drive first. So I have already created in my drive G Suite test tab. So it has like one spreadsheet contains only one sheet. I'll show the spreadsheet also how it looks like. So it will be setting the app. Now this is the entry point of the app screen. So in this info we can see the overview of this app. So actually the this means like a sheet of the Google spreadsheet. So it has G Suite testing user spreadsheet, and it has one view called this is the view. So G
Okay.
Suite. Now I'll show the data of this. So data is the only how many sheets you have. You can add it as a table. So if your spreadsheet has 10 sheets means uh, you can add 10 tables kind of thing. So currently this sheet has only one table. So I'll show the data. So in this, if you click view source, it will go to the spreadsheet. So currently I have only one sheet, so it will act as a one table. Okay. And
Okay.
so in the app sheet, the main we have to focus on the column names. Okay. So first I'll
Okay.
delete this all this, and now I'll delete this table also. So initially it will be blank like this. So it has no table, and if I adding the table, source is G Suite testing users. So this is the G Suite testing users, and in this
Okay.
uh, I can select the sheets. I have only one sheet now. If I have more sheets, it will ask a sheet. So each sheet acts as a table. Okay, so now I'm selecting the sheet and add this table, and it will ask our updates allowed. So we can add the rows, delete the rows, whatever the permissions. If I remove the delete option, this app won't allow to delete the rows. So this is for security features. So it will help. And read only, it's for only reading this thing. And I'm adding this table. And
Okay.
based on the name itself, it will detect what kind of data type it is going to have. So member ID means like, see, I'll show this. So sheet 1 is added here, and I'm clicking on the view columns. So what are all the columns it has? So basically row number is the default one. So the row number is this 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this will act as a key, or else you can also specify key, any key. So in this I am it's already specified member ID as a key. And what is key means, key should be unique. So for example, member ID is like my email ID, for example, aditya@gmail.com. And if I give the another Aditya Gmail, it should throw error because we mentioned it as a key. Okay.
Okay.
But if we give key means it should be unique. Okay. So
Okay.
it should that column should not have different. I mean, the column should not have the same uh, name or whatever. So even the key should be 1 2 3 4 5 integer also, or ABCD. It should be unique. So that is the
Okay.
meaning of this key. So if you don't have any key thing, you can give the row number as a key, and it automatically it has unique one. 1 2 3 4 5 is a unique one, so it will take it as a key. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And so it has like four columns. A row number is a default one, it's auto generated, and 1 2 3 4 is a fourth column. And based on the name itself, it will find, see, member name, and member ID. In our case, it should be email. Okay, so we need to change as a email.
Okay.
And in will as we going, we will look into this formula, and this, so this and all name itself we can able to find it. So editable means this column we can edit, and require means it is necessary, it's like mandatory. So this we all make it as a mandatory. So whenever if you are adding any new member means, uh, we need to fill four columns. Okay.
Okay.
And so it's, since it's auto generated, this member ID, this app sheet is thinking it as a key, and it's giving the initial value as a unique ID. Okay. But
Okay.
actually this is not a unique ID. In our case it is a email. So email
Okay.
in the sense like, for email it will give the suggestions also here. So this expression means user email. So this and all you have to learn like by through documentations. What is this unique ID? Unique ID means basically it's a function. Unique ID, it will generate uh, based on the time, it will generate a unique ID, just a number kind of thing.
Okay.
And so I am changing this unique ID to user email. So another function AppSheet has user email. Okay.
Okay.
So user ID email means whatever the email you have logged in. So this email preview as empanizer. So when I open the form, so the initial value will be user email. Okay.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's it. This search function we'll use here. So it has search. If it is enabled means we can search using the email. And
Okay.
we need to limit this search, because if we give all it as a search means the search will not work properly. So whatever the things related for searching, we need to give it a search. Okay.
Okay.
Then now I am saving this. Once I save, okay. So see, actually it's showing the member ID as a unique ID. So this is the unique ID one, it's auto generated, but we change
Okay.
it to user email. But it's
Save.
some issue, it's not saving. So I'll try refresh. So I'll change this to user email. Okay, and I'm saving. Let's save. So there is an issue in this saving. So okay, I think there is some issue in saving. So we'll see about the UX part. So this is the data part. So
Okay.
currently we have one. There is no. We can add multiple spreadsheets like this as a separate one. So for example, if I add the new table, Google means I can add whatever the sheets I want as a data. Now for this we limit to one data sheet. Okay. And after that we'll go to the UX part. So in this UX part, this is the primary views. Primary views means the bottom we are showing, like whatever the views we are showing. So for
Okay.
example, this at center, if I select this as rightmost, it will go to the rightmost. Based on this
Oh,
view, center, left, we can select. If we have three views means one is left, one will be center, and we can give the right. So this is just and it has view type, multiple different types of view types. So for example, now I am giving it as a table. Okay, so
okay.
I'm giving some name, and okay, so it shows like a table whatever we are adding. I'll do another thing. So if I select the deck means it will show an expanded view of deck kind of thing.
Okay.
And gallery means it will show view. So each view has their own templates. So detail view means it shows one by one. We can click like this,
Okay.
and then we can edit it directly from here, and we can delete from there. That actions and all will go through the next class. And yeah, so if I select it as menu, it will go to the menu view. So this is the menu view. So see
Okay.
this is testing users go to the menu. And reference means it will be hidden from the app. We can use for other calculations using this table for reference purpose. Okay, so
Okay.
now I am selecting the deck and left. So and we can do some sort by options like using the member name like ascending descending order, alphabetical order. We can sort those functions. And group by, we can group like using the member id. If it has the same member id means we can group. So and aggregate and all we'll see later what are these things. And one of the card view is there. So card view is basically useful for like if you have any image kind of thing. It is like
Okay.
it will be useful for image kind of thing views. So based on your purpose you need to say. So for some of the views we can use as a form. If you want to fill something in the form, so we can use form view. And chart it has. So this and all for data analysis purpose it will be useful. So yeah, we'll go with the basic as a template. Yes. Then this calendar is the right view. It's a defaultly generated. Okay. Then this is another main function. Actually it has the behavior. So behavior, what does it does means like this is the functions we will write. So for example, this is the action. Okay, so action means like if you press any this action, what is going to happen, what in the spreadsheet needs to happen. So that we will
Okay.
define using the behavior. So first we'll create one new action. So we'll give the name as a sample action. And
Okay.
this action for a record of this table. So for which sheet this for which table this action going to do. So currently we have only one table, so sheet 1 I'm selecting, and what does this action going to do? So what I am going to do is, so it has like a lot of functions, like copy this row and edit, and can do another thing. So add a new row to another using values from the row we can do. So currently we have only one sheet, so we'll add one more sheet. Okay, it's called sheet 2. So we'll name it as a sheet 2, and what we are
Okay.
going to do is, using this action we will copy this whatever this thing to this sheet. Okay, so yeah, if we added the second sheet, we need to add in the app also. So not only in the spreadsheet, we need to add this table in this app also. So now, yeah, now I'm able to save, and there is issue in behavior because we didn't add it. So now I'm adding the table. Still it's not get refresh, so one time we'll do refresh. Okay, so we'll select the, so G Suite testing users sheet 2 and okay, so I'm adding this table. So sheet 2 got added. So there is some error in this. Cannot be due to error could not be working because the table is empty. Yeah, so the problem is like we given as a empty row. So the
Okay.
main thing, while we need to add a sheet, we need to give the column names. So actually, so for this we are going to use the same column names here also. Just copy and we're going to paste. Now we'll delete this table, and again we will add. Okay, sheet 2. Now it's got added. So still there is some issue. The table for this data sample action does not exist. Okay. Yeah. So because we need to select the second sheet. So now we added this sheet 2, and the column name same as the sheet 1. Then we'll go to this behavior, and this sample action going to do, from the sheet 1 we are going to add a new row to another table sheet 2. Okay, and it will
Okay.
ask the columns. So what are the things we need to add? So we have 4 columns. So member name, status, admin. So member id should be the column this. So basically this means the, what does this means, the value of column member id, value of column member id of sheet 1. Okay, so the left side
Okay.
of this names referring to this sheet 2 header, and the right side of this referring to the sheet 1 of the values. Okay, so we just going to give the same thing, just going to paste this thing. So I'm giving everything as this. So the value of the column status. So here you can see what is this means, the value of column status. Okay,
Okay.
and so I had it, and we can change the icon also. So what we can change is like since it's going to add means, so a relevant icon we can give, like a plus button we can give. So and behavior and all, make it, let's do it will default, and we'll save it. Okay, so okay, so we given this as a blank. So this dot is expecting this from this sheet what we are going to select. So this dot member id, So the value of member ID from the row reference by the member ID. Okay. So this dot member name. So this so basically this means it doesn't understand what which sheet you are referring. So which column you are going to refer. So I referring this member ID column, this member name, this status column, this admin column. Okay. Okay. Still it's showing error. I need to find columns. Oh, try to remove this. Yeah. So the issue is actually we don't need to explicitly mention this. Sorry, I made a mistake. Like instead of this, the member ID itself, volume of the sheet one's member ID. So this one is the sheet two's member ID. Going to assign. So in this action, what we are giving the appearance, we are giving the plus icon. Right? So if we change this to, it's got changed here. So we'll select as a plus, and if I press this action, let's see. So this bubble icon one is showing in some process happening. Okay, so the process
Okay.
is over means that bubble will go, and we see in sheet 2, see whatever we have in the sheet 1 is get copied in sheet 2. So now I'm going this sample, and if I press this one, still it's still came, it's processing. It will, some delay will be there. So once this bubble goes, it's came here. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's like this. We can do lot of actions. Not only this add new, we can open a file, we can do a group of execute group of actions also, and open a form to edit this row. So we will see one by one in next one. So I'll just given this introduction, and another thing I want to discuss about is workflow. So basically workflow is a rules. These are triggered like when we need to trigger this workflow. See, workflows are triggered when data is updated or synced. So for example, email every time a user creates a new entry. For example, if I add a new entry here, this work need to happen. So this is the, it is like the automation kind of thing, workflow. So but actions is different. User need to press the action. Okay.
Okay.
But workflow will happen if the condition satisfies, the workflow will automatically happen. For example, if any new form entry is added here, it will automatically, we need to set, we can set up a mail kind of thing. Okay. So for this,
Okay.
like I'll show one sample workflow. So this is a sample workflow. So when this happens, target data. So in the sheet one, if any row gets added, so it's called adds only, updates, adds and updates. Updates only means if we update anything, so this workflow will happen. Now I'm selecting adds only. So what does it mean? Since like in sheet one, if anything got added, we need to do this action. So this condition is like, we'll make it default true. So this is like a filter kind of thing. So even if we added, if you wrote any condition, if if that condition is true only, it's get, this action will get executed. Okay. So
Okay.
currently I'm going to do like a workflow name. So change data. Workflow action name, copy to sheet 2. So we have created one action called sample action. So what does it
Okay.
does? What does it does? This sample action. I'm asking you, Shaul.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah.
It is from one sheet to another sheet, it is copying the data.
Yes.
If you
So
press a button.
yes. So if you press the button, it will copy to one sheet to another sheet. Now I'm going to automate this. If I add anything in sheet one, it should get
Okay.
automatically added to sheet two also. So for that, we are going to use workflow. So when
Okay.
in sheet one, if I add anything, I'm going to do this sample action. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So we'll save. Sample action is referring to this sample action. Okay. So these functions will trigger once this anything added. Okay. Now I'm saving this. Now we'll test this. I'm going to add a so see now it's showing us initially my email ID. So how this thing happen is in data in sheet one, we go to columns, we change right user email. So that's why it's
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
user
yeah.
email.
Okay.
Name I'm giving my name, status something. So admin yes. So and I'm saving now. So some process is happening. So once this bubble gets done, we can do forcefully also. If I press this, it will automatically sync also. Then my name got added here. In sheet 2 also it's got copied. Right?
Okay. Okay.
So this is the purpose of a basic workflow. We can do complex things using this workflow. Okay.
Okay.
Then yeah. So today's session we will cover like most of the basic steps. Uh, in the next session we'll go specific app oriented session. So we'll create some specific app. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.